Now, I want to go a little bit into you've taught different courses on human potential development. What's one key principle you believe everyone should apply in their lives?
Okay. Well, we mentioned Zig Ziglar before. One of the things that I liked about Zig Ziglar is he used to say this all the time. He used to say, you can get anything you want in life so long as you help enough other people get what they want. And I believe that's a philosophy of life that we should adopt. Now, there's another philosophy that's popular these days, and that philosophy is just give me what I want and to hell with everybody else. Now, that's another way of living your life,
Yeah.
but that doesn't go very far. A key ingredient, sort of the golden rule restated another way, basically. Treat others if you would as you would have them treat you.
Exactly.
And that's what's missing in our relationships. Too much I, not enough you.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree. And I think a lot of what's missing that I think it's starting to turn around because I myself was never, into religion or anything like that, or even understood too much of spirituality. And, the last 2.5 years I've been on my spiritual journey, kind of got forced into it by getting really sick and almost dying again.
Well,
So I was kind of forced into really tapping into my spiritual journey because I've understood that everything in life is spiritual. And if we don't have some sense of spirituality or why we're here, this is why we have so much chaos in the world. And, one of the things that I've learned, and right now I'm studying Kabbalah, and Kabbalah is not a religion. It's just, something that's been around for, I think, over 400,000 years, and it's universal. It gives you different tools. Even all kinds of religion and atheist people are starting to study Kabbalah because it's giving them tools to understand things better, differently, how to handle situations better. Even with myself, I'm learning to handle situations that I wouldn't know how to handle before, by understanding these tools. And I think one of the biggest things that are missing all over the world is the part of spirituality, us being able to tap into that part of spirituality that gives us the humanity of being able to be not I, more like you and I, us, we. How can I help you be more at service? And I think that's something that I am so hopeful because I believe that we're starting to turn around little by little on that part. But it's taking a lot of chaos to get there.
yeah. From what I see, there are two basic questions we all have to face. And this is moving in the direction you're talking about. The first is, who am I? And that's a deep question. Like, that's not something you can just answer like in 3 minutes. Who am I? Who am I really? And I think the answer has to be found in part in your background, your history, your thinking, what you've learned, and so on. And the other question is, why am I here? That's a key fundamental question. Why am I here? Now, some people I have a friend who's an atheist. He's an happy guy. In fact, I know a couple of people who are, you know, atheists, very happy. They think life is perfect, no problem.
Yeah.
They have a hard time answering these questions, just as I do. And I believe the answers they're trying to find are spiritual answers,
Yeah.
but they don't see it that way.
No.
It's just sort of philosophical.
Yeah.
Now, there's I think Christians have this belief that part of the road is grace from God. You have to have grace from God in order to believe. So maybe they don't have the grace from God. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never met or talked to God directly, so I don't know. In my case, I think like from all the friends that have died that I knew and that I've talked to before they died, as they, do you believe in God? Virtually everybody did.
Yeah.
And before they're dying, just while they're dying. Now, maybe some won't. Maybe some will hang on. I don't know. But the ones that I knew said, yeah. And do you believe you're going to heaven? Yeah, I believe I'm going to heaven. I expect a life after death. So, in my case, that's what I believe. Now, my sort of way of getting around this is I've traveled to the Holy Land.
Beautiful.
I've seen Jerusalem. I saw where Christ died, for example. I saw the Temple Mount, where they say Muhammad rose to heaven. I think that's where he rose to. I hope I don't get.
I don't know. I'm not too familiar with it. I'm still learning. I'm still in that process of learning all these things.
For them, I know.
Yeah.
Etc. Guy was here. He said, "Look, I'm God. Like follow me." So I'm trying to follow him.
Yeah.
That is to say, I'm not running around,
Yeah.
professing my faith, etc. To everybody who wants to listen or doesn't want to listen. But I'm trying to lead the kind of life he led.
Yeah.
His example. That's it. That's all I'm trying to do.